No? Oh, there it is. There is the sound. Jeez, I don't know what that was all about. You guys heard the intro though, right? The little clappy thingy. That went well, I'm hoping. Faults, no sound. Yeah, I know. I was working on it, Ray. Why is the audio the hardest thing? I don't know. You know what? I should have checked it, and I didn't. Usually it goes fine. It's an OBS problem of mine. But every so often, the object in OBS loses what my microphone is. Don't know why. Happens every so often. Sound now. Dwight confirms. Sound now. All right. Good. You didn't hear the intro either? Well, we got to roll the intro. Hold on. There we go. So, yeah, it's really weird the way that I have OBS set up. It's kind of strange because I use StreamYard. It would be different if I didn't use StreamYard, but all of the sounds that happen on my computer, all of my little buttons, all of my intro, all the music, all that technically feeds through the microphone, and that's how it gets to you through a special plugin in OBS. So if the microphone's not working, neither is any of the sound. But you got it that time, and I'm still here. Let's try and start this over. Hello, everyone. My name is Rick Bailey. You are watching the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad channel, and this is a segment that I like to call, what is this show called? What's the thumbnail? Friday Modeler Magic. How about that? I had a good week. I didn't do anything in particular other than last weekend when I had the kids. I got a call, or actually a text from Johnny Railer, and he said, "Hey, I'm meeting Jerry up at a train show over in Jersey. If you got some time, can you stop over on Saturday? It'd be great to meet you." So I did that. I got to meet Johnny Railer for the first time. I know Jerry. I've seen Jerry plenty of times. It was good to see Jerry, but Jerry's Jerry. I was interested in seeing Johnny Railer. So it was good to catch up with him. It was nice to meet him and hang out for a while. We sat, we talked. It was really, really great. So that was Saturday. I got two things from Johnny Railer. First, he thought it was weird that I was calling the show Friday Night Model Magic. I didn't know. I got the name from AI. I asked ChatGPT what we should name the show, and that's what it came back to. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but he thought it was weird. So I changed it a little bit, and now we're calling it Friday Night Modeler Magic, and we're going to go that way. So hope that is better. I hope that makes Johnny happy. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The second thing is I wanted to clear one thing up, another thing that Johnny Railer brought to my attention. On the last show that I did, I was talking with Bob. Bob was a guest on the show, and I appreciate it. It was a great time, a great 2 hours. But one of the topics that came up was the bridge that I built from Central Valley Model Works. And I couldn't remember at the time when we were on live, of course, that's when everything screws up. But I couldn't remember where I had gotten this bridge kit from. And I was correct by saying that I purchased the bridge. But what I failed to mention, and what I should have mentioned, was I was able to purchase the bridge due to a donation made to the channel from Johnny Railer. So I wanted to give him the credit for the bridge. Thank you. It was awesome and amazing. And now that I remember it, and now that he brought it to my attention, I believe I also did promise him back then that I would put a plaque on the bridge with his name on it. So when I get that out of storage and it gets onto the next layout, that definitely has to happen because I got to follow through with that. So that's going to be awesome. What are we going to do tonight? I have a couple of things to do, or that we can do. I think that we're going to start. I want to do another follow-up to Bob, of course. Bob did a great show last week, all on airbrushing and paintbrushing and paint in general. And I had made a comment in chat that I have all the supplies here that I made sure I brought to the apartment that I could paintbrush with. And then when I went to go look for all of those supplies, when I was setting up my workbench area, I realized I packed away and didn't include my actual air guns, the guns themselves. I've got the tube, I've got the compressor, I got the booth, I got the thing to vent it out the window. I got everything except for the gun. So, just a couple days ago, when I was planning on this show and trying to figure out what I was going to do, I went looking through a box of stuff here that I have. Yes, it was, Ron. I went looking through a box of stuff here that I thought was all kits, and they were in all these nice little, white boxes that we get kits in. And I opened one of them up, and lo and behold, apparently at some point I bought an airbrush gun. So I have that. I want to show you that and just give you an idea of what I have. And I've never used this thing. I'm not going to use it live tonight, but I will get it set up at some point, and you may see it if I ever get some way to get a camera to show it. But I did want to show you the gun and just give you an example of how I would use it and what it's all about. I don't want to dwell too much on it because I know Bob did a fabulous presentation last week, and I just can't top that. So, all right. With that being said, you know everything that we're going to do tonight. We ran the intro. We checked the audio. The only thing left to do before we get to any of this work and open up some of these boxes, we got to get Rita up here. Hang on. All right. Let's get rid of some housekeeping stuff like we always do. Let's flip over to the STS schedule so that you guys know exactly what's coming up in the next few weeks. So the schedule is right there. Ray did the first of the month. We're done with that. Dave did the next one, which was a great show. Bob also did a great show last week. And hey, check out that fourth week. We got some guy over there that's going to be doing Sidetrack Sunday this weekend. So you guys got me tonight, and you get me in 2 days. So whatever we do tonight, we might be finishing up in 2 days. So yes, Sidetrack Sunday this week, the 22nd, is going to be right back here on the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad. And then finishing up the end of the week, or the end of the month, is going to be Ray for next week, the 29th. So make sure you tune in to all of these guys. If you don't know how to get to them, there's a link in the description of all of my videos with their channels. So make sure you go there, check them out, subscribe to them. They all put on great shows and great content. Their videos are awesome. So definitely do that. Let's flip up to the participation tab and see just who's in here. It's a small list. Usually is on a Friday. I guess everybody's, hanging out for the end of the week. Friday, everybody's tired of, being at work, and they just want to get out of the house and do things. And so they're not here on YouTube. So If you're here and you don't see your name over there in that list, it's for one of two reasons. Either YouTube hasn't recognized you yet and you need to say something in chat to do that, or you just haven't said hello and nobody knows you're here. So if you're lurking, at least say hi. Let us know you're lurking so that we can get your name up on the list and we can all say hello. See how the list grows once I tell you? I always give it like a minute or two just so that you guys can get on there. All right. The list is growing. Let's jump over here and read these guys off. We've got Al Mar in the house. Al, welcome. Thank you for coming in. CP368 Productions is also here. Dave DB Tech is in the house. Hello, buddy. FVRC Scott is also here. Thank you for tuning in. Curly Express, that's Dwight over there. He's here. Lynn McCurdy is here. Greg is here from the Midsummer Railway N-Scale channel. Bob from the PK&W Model Works is here. Rusty from Possum Bayou is in the house. Thank you for stopping in. Rail Artist is here as always. Thank you, sir, for coming. Ray Bertelson is also here. Ron Moen stopped in to say hello, and there's his cousin, Ron Monteg. Guys, welcome in. Thank you so much. John from Schuykill River Valley is here. That's J2. Thomas, that's Tom Grassi, is in the house. And always following up at the bottom of the list, if he sneaks in there, is Wig Wag Workshop. Welcome in, 3Dub. It's good to have you back, buddy. If you guys notice, there's a couple people over in that list that are colored blue, and they got these fancy shields around them. They are my moderators. They are here to keep me on track, which almost never happens, but also to keep you guys in line over there in chat. So they're going to definitely, make sure that you guys are not being foolish. Did I miss anybody? Did anybody sneak in at the last minute? I don't think so. I think we're good. And if I remember correctly, I went back in the chat a little while ago, and it looked like Wigwag got the cookie tonight. He was the first one in the chat. So congrats to him, and thank you for coming in so early to hang out with us. Chat's still going away. Everybody's still saying hi to everybody. I'm gonna apologize for me, and I hate this part about YouTube. I love that everybody has their own little handles. For example, my handle is FBMRR, but that doesn't tell you what it means or who I am. And so there's people out there, for example, this guy, FVRC Scott, this is the first time that I'm actually seeing you here. It's possible that you may have another, you may have just gotten your handle and I don't know who you are. But if it's the case and I don't know who you are, remind everybody who you are and say hello. Everybody here is nice. And everybody will love you. Join the community. It's all great. I hate that YouTube changes this. And then I see people's channels when I go to watch your videos. Never pay attention to the handles, and then it's the handles that show up in chat. And then I lost my correlation. So that's how it works. I'm not all there. All right, let's jump over to the side cam here, and then we'll take a look at what we're gonna do tonight. Oh, I got a funky screen in front of me, and I can't see my camera over here. There we go. All right, so you get out of the way. Did I miss anything in chat? I'm planning on going out shortly to get a dozen oysters and a couple of blue moons. I'll top that off with peach schnapps for the desert. Well, enjoy, Rusty. Take us along for the ride. We can always go mobile. Hi, my name is Lynn, and I like long walks and off of short piers. Yeah, I can verify that. My name is Scott, and I'm starting my freelance railroad in the Farmington Sea Valley Railway Company in HO scale. Awesome. Scott, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to chat. You are going to find a bunch of people in here that are here for one of two reasons, either to share what they have done in the community and on their channels and with their railroads, And there's some people here who are just here to help out with any questions that you might have. So don't be shy. Jump in and ask anything you need. I'm assuming that you're either new to model railroading or just getting back into model railroading. I certainly don't want to ask your age, not my issue, but I will be checking out your channel. Thank you, John, for dropping Scott's channel in there. Guys, definitely go over, check out Scott's channel, and subscribe. Let's see if we can. Your hair looks good. Okay, thank you, Dave. So it normally doesn't look this good, but it just so happens I have been in I don't want to say a funk, but since June of last year is when hey, Sparky, what's going on, Dave? So last year, some of you guys know my backstory of what's been going on with me for the last 2 years. I got to, since November of 24, I started going to the gym because I had nothing else to do. I was also using the gym to shower and freshen up and all that. Back in 2024, I had started at the gym. I was doing really well. I was going like every other day, and I was working out, and things were doing great. I was losing weight like crazy, and I felt good. I felt awesome, and everything was going great. Finally got my apartment in about March of 2025. Yes, this is 2026. Got my apartment just about a year ago. I'm just short of a year. And I was still doing good. I was still doing good with the gym. And then in June is when I got partial custody of my... Tom says, Dave, Rita cuts Rick's hair last week. Nice. Back in June of last year, I got partial custody of my kids. And things got a little crazy. And I just couldn't find the time... Lipstick's a good touch. I am not wearing lipstick. That's just the lights shining on my face here, Sparky. Johnny Railer is in the house. Welcome, Johnny Railer. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, every time I do this live stream on a Friday, there's always at least one person who says, I miss Johnny Railer's live streams. You either need to come up here with me, or you need to get back to doing your live streams, buddy. We all miss you. Back to the story. So back in June, I was slacking off and I couldn't get to the gym. One thing led to another. Summertime was here. I was running around with the kids. Then the holidays came and I was just making excuse after excuse after excuse. Now here it is. We're in March, the end of March, and I'm just getting back to the gym. So I just started earlier this week. I've gone 2 days. I'm doing pretty good. Starting over again. I built my tolerance up and everything, and now I'm realizing I got to start way back at the beginning with the treadmill and the weights and all that. And so prior to doing the live show, I really quickly had to leave from work, head to the gym, put in a quick workout, get back here, make sure that I showered and I was pretty for you guys. And what you're seeing is this is what my hair looks like after it's washed and brushed. Any other time that you normally see it, it's all messed up and it's in 1,000 different ways because it is what it is. So that's it. That's why my hair looks so pretty today. Who is Johnny? Johnny is Johnny Railer. Johnny is a YouTube O scale, HO scale, N scale. Man, he's all over the place. He's every scale. Gotta make dinner. This Heath style unboxing is inconsistent with my empty belly. I promise you, I am not, and you smell nice too. Well, thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. We got that smell-o-vision going on here. Scratch and sniff. Who's this Jim you all speak of? I don't know a Jim. I know a John. There's a lot of Johns around here. I don't think Johnny Railer ever got a number. Schuykill River Valley is J2. There's a bunch of other people that have J numbers, but I don't ever remember Johnny Railer ever having a number. So maybe he needs to get assigned one. I can't remember the last time I was at the gym. Okay, so let's. I feel like I'm going off track, and my moderators are not pulling me in here, and that's fine. But let's move on. So I was looking for a new kit to build, and I came up with two. I will show you those in a minute. There's only one Lynn. Yeah, at least that. Johnny Railer's Johnny's number one. I thought Scratch and Sniff was Rita. Yeah, for me it is. Yeah. I don't want to hear about your Scratch and Sniffs with Rita, but our Scratch and Sniff sessions, real nice. So I found two kits. Both are Foscale model kits because I just have a load of them. One of them I have. Well, this one you can see, and you can kind of see the label. Kind of hides it a little bit, but it is it's the Ice House, and I think it's a really cool kit. I love that. I love that separation of the two buildings and the angles that they're on. So that's going to be really cool to work with, and I really want to check this kit out and get it done. This is not one of their free kits, so we do have instructions. I would get online with a mail call, but who wants to see me tossing out bills and trash mail? No, we want to see the man behind Rail Artist. Mike, we want to see you. We want to see you work. We want to see your accomplishments. That's what we're interested in. Keep the mail, the bills, the brochures. We don't want any of that. Are you going to paint it pink? Well, the camera messes this up a little bit because you guys know back here is a green screen, and the color difference between the camera and when it gets through the plastic, what you're actually seeing is red, not pink. Let me see if we can. Where's this button here? Turn that off. No, that doesn't. There you go. It changes a little bit. It is a deep red, but the green screen doesn't make it that way. So it is what it is. But that's one I want to get into. But the other box that I found is a Foscale model kit, but it doesn't have any picture of it. So I did think ahead of time. Hey, Chessie Systems, welcome in. Can't be on for long since I'm at my friend's house right now. We're going to go to a model railroad show tomorrow. Have a great night. That's awesome. Take video, share it so we can all see the experience. Opa Dodge just went to a train show, I think not last weekend, but the weekend before. And it was awesome just to see the content and everything he was showing. So definitely film it. We're all interested in seeing those things. I see red, but is Rick going to paint it pink? I don't know if I'm going to paint it pink. We could do pink. I'm not sure how well it would look in pink. But I mean, if that's what you're calling for, I don't mind having a pink building. But if you're requesting that it's pink, then you're also going to need to I'm going to then request that you come up with the name. If you want it pink, I'll do it pink, but then you got to name the building. And it's got to match whatever's pink, because we can't have the blue pony in a pink building. I'm coming back soon when the train shed gets warmer. I hear you, bud. I hear you. I filmed some stuff recently. I'm a hop off now. Good night. Good night, Chessie. Thank you for stopping in and just saying hello. I have a video on the entire trip. Awesome. Okay, so this doesn't come with a picture. So I was smart enough just before the show to go over and find the picture on Foscale Models website. And get it up into a photo. I apologize. You're gonna miss my face for a minute, but this is that kit. So what it is it is a set of 3 buildings, and they are HO scale background kits. So I would imagine that the back of the buildings are either open or just have something in the background that is just flat. So I'm going to be interested in doing this kit. I'm not sure if I want to do this kit just yet because, again, you guys remember, I don't have a lot of room here, and I need to start figuring out where I'm going to put all these kits because they're starting to take up space on the workbench. So whether it's I get them and I pack them away, I got to make sure I get all the pieces because I still have all these little things that are sitting on the workbench that I haven't done yet. Got to remember, I'm still that 90% guy. So I would love to do this kit. I think I don't think it's going to take long, but being 3 buildings, we could do a couple different weekends out of this thing. So it's definitely going to be something exciting, but I'm going to be sad to see it come. We work on it and then it's got to go into storage. I could name it, but it'd probably be banned from YouTube. Pink only sparks one thing in my mind. Dan, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, Rita must be involved. At the train show I went to a couple weeks ago, I bought 2 locomotives. I said I would not buy anything. I did sell some good stuff. Well, hopefully the stuff that you sold will balance out the stuff that you bought. If you come out 0 or still plus, then you're still good. But if you came out negative, I don't know about that. Almar says the Scratch and Sniff Saloon. There you go. There you go. That might work. All right. So let's put the kits on hold for a moment because I do have another box that I want to show you. And this is the airbrush kit or airbrush gun that I got. And I can tell you that it came from Caboose Stop Hobbies. I forgot that I got it. So it was literally sitting over here on the shelf mixed in with all of the other kits because this box and this box look similar. And I thought they were all kits. So I just grabbed all the kits, what I could hold here, and I brought them along. So let's flip down to the overhead cam here. And let's get this thing going. So I don't know, this price tag says $30. I don't know if I actually paid that. What I can tell you is the information I actually got, the book for it. This is a Pache 22 airbrush. It is a siphon airbrush, which means it feeds the paint tin from the bottom. So I have one of these. I have a Model Masters Backfire Epsilon. Welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. We're just starting up, showing everybody my my airbrush. So this shows you, this is a great book because it gives you the breakdown of all the different parts of the gun. Shows you different combinations of compressors that I'm sure are also sold by Pache. Doesn't someone own Pache? No, they were owned by the people who make the Badger, but I could be wrong. Anyway, there's all kinds of accessories you can get. Let's put this away for a minute and then we'll show you this and then we'll come back to these. How about that? So there is a standard airbrush thing, but I did notice it's got 2 different sizes on each side. It does come with a, what do they call this? An adapter. Oh yeah, it transfers from Iwata to Pache. So one of these must be Iwata and one of them must be what Pache uses for theirs. So I have to figure out that connection because I think mine both have actually a different, I'm glad this goes on there. I want to say that this connection on my Master airbrush is a little larger, so I'm not 100% sure. But as long as this fits on there, I'm okay with that. So no worries. Leave that there. So that's an adapter. It also came with, this here is, I'm not sure what you would use this Allen wrench for, but there is a key here that I'm guessing goes to take one of these parts off. And then they give you this here, which is a hook that you can put onto like the side of your workbench. Of course, I'm showing you the side of my workbench here and you're not seeing it because it's not on camera, but the airbrush would sit like that. And it's a hook style so that this part here can sit in there. And then this way it'll sit flat and it won't fall all over the place. So that's that. Definitely can get good results from a siphon feed. Yeah. And like I said, I do have an airbrush from Master Air. I've got two Master Air brushes. One is gravity fed from above and one is a siphon. I have noticed that the gravity fed one that I have is really good for doing detailing. And the siphon feed that I have is really good for doing wide coverage. Like if you're painting your, rusting out your rails or doing like an undercoat. Some people, I know I did it on the other, my other layout. I painted all of the cork roadbed a gray color so that it matched with the ballast that I put on top. This way, if there was any holes in the ballast, you weren't looking through any holes and seeing brown cork roadbed. It would have just shown as gray. An airbrush should last indefinitely, though you may need to replace some gaskets. Yeah, so this thing comes with, I don't know if you could see them. Yeah, you can see them. There's two needles right here. What I don't know is whether or not these needles are different sizes. I have to check the book to reference to find out if that is the case. But it does come with, and it doesn't tell me these sizes. It just says air cap and tip, but it doesn't say what size it is. So I've got one for there. There's another adapter. This looks like it goes on the big end of the nozzle there. Oh, actually, no, this is not an adapter. I was looking into this. This says fan air cap. Now, I don't want to take it out of the bag, but I do want to show you, and I hope the camera will pick it up. There's this thing. See that? It's got those little fins on it. Hey, Bernard, good to see you, bud. Thanks for stopping in. This reminds me of a what you would see in like an automotive shop. You know how their spray guns, it comes out in a big fan like that when they're spraying down the side of a car. That's what I'm thinking this does, but I'm not 100% sure. Of course, I'm going to test this all for you guys when I finally get it up and running. Cheap in the long run to use a brush. Yeah, understood. This here is yet another air cap and a tip. Using airbrush, in my estimation, the outcome is all level in tone. Look at a building. It's all, yeah, all uniform tone. No. So this is, again, just another air cap and a tip. Now, what I did notice about this kit is there's something here that's missing. And I think this is another wrench of some sort. So that I didn't get. Also, right here, there's another empty cavity. And I believe what this is this little cup, which goes on the bottom of the airbrush so that you can either use it as a cup-fed siphon. All I have are the bottles. So I'll have to look to see if I can get one of these. Not sure if I can get it directly from Pache, or maybe I could just find it on Amazon. We'll have to see. But this is, so these are, yeah, actually, look, it's right there. It's going to be that guy right there, and there's a part number. So maybe I could just find that. So that little straw that you see right there goes into this here bottom of the airbrush there. Go that way. The bottom of the airbrush there, and then the cup would sit there for you to put stuff in. This is a dual action airbrush, meaning when you push down, you get air. When you pull back, or no, is it the other way around? No, yeah, down is air. I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, air is down, back and forth does the needle. So that's how much paint you're gonna let through the nozzle. That is a really big nozzle, bigger than I've seen. This also feels bigger than my other ones. I'm not sure why, but oddly enough, I like the weight to it. And it I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it feels, ergonomics the wrong word, but it feels really nice to hold. I have to see it once you add the stuff on here. Like this here is, so you would put paint in the bottle. And then, there's another thing that's missing. There's supposed to be a straw on here that goes down into the jar so that you can get the paint out of the bottom of the jar. I have to see if I have a tubing straw for that. It's not in, this is just an extra jar, which is always good to have so you can change colors out. All you have to do is switch this. Another good thing to do is you can keep this filled with your favorite cleaner. And when you go to switch colors, all you have to do is take this off, put that onto your other bottle, and then when you run that through the airbrush, it will clean out your airbrush. This way you're not constantly, you're ready for your next color. So I have to look for a straw. Not sure where to get that. Maybe I could just get it off of Pache. But this thing would go here. Come on. Is it a certain size? That seems like it doesn't go in very far, but it is a snug fit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it goes in somewhat, but yeah, it would sit like that. You could also, you can orient this however it makes you feel comfortable. I think that is how they don't show that in the book. Hold on, just flipping through the book here. Yeah, they don't show its orientation in the book. The bottle. It would be great if you guys saw this too. Yeah, there's definitely a couple of missing pieces. But like I said, I got it. It was a cheap price. I can't remember exactly if it was the $30 that is on the thing. Tattoo paints. Ooh, temporary and acrylic tattoo paints. I have to look into those too. For the kids, of course, for the kids. Yeah, this only shows the accessories, but it doesn't actually show the bottle hooked up. So I would imagine if you turn this way, it's going to it's going to interfere with the tube. So this would either go to one side, either this side or that side, or face frontwards. I would imagine it would go frontwards because if you're pointed this way, then the jar is kind of straight. If you're pointed pointed down towards your project like that, it's hard to, whatever. Anyway, you get the idea. There we go. All right, get to that. So I got a couple things missing: the straw, the cup. This, I believe, is that. I think that's that. And they did give this. Hang on. I want to take this thing off a minute. So there's the cap that exposes the needle. I'm going to put that back on so I don't poke myself. And this is, the straw in the bottle may require a certain orientation of the bottle. Yes, that is true too. That is true too. Okay, so unlike my other airbrush, which has a hexadecimal nut, this has a, I don't think we're going to get that because of the camera and the angle. That is square. You can't see it. Come on, focus. That's square. You can see a flat line there, and a flat line there. Model train aficionado. Hey, Chris, welcome in, bud. Just going over this airbrush that I got. So this wrench would slide over top of that, and then that's how you would spin that off to get the nozzle out. So what I'm guessing is the wrench they put here, they're probably just supplementing it here in the bag, because this part here is also that part there. So maybe that's what happened. I can't explain the cup and I can't explain the tube, but that's what I'm going to go with. Rather than put the parts separately in the box, they just put them in this bag in there. So still missing 2 items, but I do have these in storage. I can easily just grab one or just pick up a couple extra from the good old Amazon store. See if they have that too. We put all this documentation in here. And that's that. So I was happy to find that. That was a cool, easy thing. Mine is side fed, James. Good to know. All right, so that being that, I'm just going to set this aside. Actually, I'm going to put that in my drawer here. That's a tool. I don't know if we're gonna get working on this, but I want to open it up and check it out. And I know you guys want to see this too. And I kept you long enough. I don't normally do long unboxings like Heath does. I just wanted to, yeah, let's open this up and see what we got. All right, there's that. Got some paper for shipping. Throw that aside. We got a bunch of accessories as always. And it looks like there are some detail laser cut parts in there. There's also some extra things in there. And then of course it looks like there's tar paper, and then there's a piece of black construction paper. I'm not sure what that is exactly for. We can open that up in a minute, but I want to get to these parts. Wow, I didn't think they were this small. That would be 1 building, or maybe that's 2, because here's the other building. Wait, did I not look? I did not look at the right thing. Okay, correction. What I showed you, this is not what we're building. Not at all. Let me, hold on a second. Let's see if we can find this real quick. Let me go back here. Schuykill kits. Now I remember this building. It's this one. Okay, so this. Open in a new tab. Flip there. All right, let's see how this shows up. That is it. All right, let's blow this up a bit so you can see it. That's the building that this is. So why it came weird in a box like this with no picture, it is on the instruction sheets here. The picture is here. So that's what we have to build. Looks very complicated. I had forgotten I even bought this. So I guess I don't have the other kit that I showed you, although I really do want that. But this box only says HO, oh, it does say, it says, of course, I'm such an idiot. Overview. Right here, it says Cook's Top, or Cookson Soap HO background kit. And that's what this is. I just saw background kit, went on their website, found the picture from another kit and assumed that that was it. Got to set up the stream. Always entertaining, no problem. Happy birthday, John. Tax season done yet? Not yet. I'm just catching up on chat. Shame on me. Sorry. Happy spanking day. Oh my God. Oh man, what a teaser. Yeah, what a teaser. Yeah. Nice ring light. Nice and bright. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, the ring. Oh, you're talking about here. Yeah. So I've got the ring light up there, which has the camera in the middle, and that's what's giving you the overhead shot. I also have a light over there that's focused on me from this side, and I have another one which you can't see that's off camera over there that is shining this side, so there's no shadow, so that when you guys get this angle, I don't have a shadow from either side. And it helps a lot with the green screen behind me, so that I don't get all of those crinkly little wigglies that I'm getting over there. So they show up in some places, but not everywhere. But that's what that's about. All right, so this building, kind of weird now that I'm looking at it, but it looks like it is a flat. Siphon requires more air pressure. Yeah, we're gonna do a whole test with it, man, and we'll see how it goes. That's a nice kit, Rick. We're gonna get into it and see just how nice it is. I think it's gonna be a pain in the butt, if you ask me, but it's a 2-story Hobbit house. Interesting designed kit. Nice look. Thank you, sir. Ring gives nice catch light in the eyes of the model kits. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, this thing, it looks like it looks like you build the back in a 1-story, 2-story thing, and then you add on the front. And then in between that, you're going to add the middle of the building. And then there is a section here, which is actually that top part up top, which I'm guessing is how you glue that to the building somehow. Somehow. I didn't realize it was that small. And then, of course, it goes into the bracing in the back and the accessories on the roof. And then it looks like it's just a black card in the back to hide it. I don't know if I'm going to do the black card, or I do have, not here, of course, but in storage, I do have some clapboard that I could just try and trace out a piece of clapboard and throw that in there, just in case for some odd reason I decide that this building's no longer going to be a flat and I could use it somewhere on the layout. I could at least have a backing to it in case anyone sees it. So I know that we only have 10 minutes left in the show. Of course, here is, ooh, what's this? I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is packaging or if it's something. So here's the breakdown. It doesn't have anything in here about it. So it looks like that card that's on the inside of the bag there looks like it's got some doors and some of the accessory wheels and things that might be on the outside. Yeah, part of that that assembly. It looks like it's a crane of some sort that's on the outside. Shows you here. Don't know what this is. Wall plan. I don't know what that is, because that don't look like that. And all these numbers seem to be oh, I know what this is. Okay. This is more like a structural design. If you're looking at the layout of, like, I don't know, if you think of your home, the top layout with the roof removed. So these are all interior, well, these are actually exterior walls, but this is it's the wall plan. This is what it would look like from a top view. So this part here, 6, where it says 6, this is actually that dock that would be right there. So to give you an idea, that's how it's going. Gotta catch the goods. What did he say? Gotta catch the good side. Yeah. I don't have a good side. You know that. And I'm only getting older and I'm just getting meaner. Maybe it's because I'm getting wiser. I don't know. Bob, read your first comment. I can't find one that actually works. What are you missing? Yeah, that thing. What did I miss? What can't you find that works? Bob stated siphon better for scenery. Yes. Actually, I that's what I was kind of talking about earlier. When I was spraying, the wider stuff, for scenery, for the anything like under a ballast or a ground cover or something of those sorts. Yeah. It's that something he does that, what's your ma call it, hangs from what? Try that again, Bernard. Yeah, Rick, it's that some thingy does that, what your ma call it, hangs from under some. All right, Bernard, you love you, Rick. I tried, bud, tried. I don't know what you were saying there. I don't know if you meant to say that or just trying to get me to read some gibberish, but whatever. I'm laughing, and thank you for that. Right back to the ring light conversation. Oh, yes. Amazon. I can't find one that works. This one, I believe, I have to double check, but I don't want to fool with the wires here. But I believe this one, I think, is USB. Maybe not. Yes, mine's USB. And it has a thing. It has in the middle of the wire. It's got this little thing where it's got the on and off button. You can go brighter or lighter, and it also has inside the ring. It has a white ring and a warm ring. You can have either one on. I noticed with mine, if I put on the warm ring, everything looks yellow. If I put on, just the warm ring, everything looks yellow. If I put on just the white ring, everything kind of takes a bluish tint. But if I put them both on together, it looks pretty normal. And I think I got it on, Amazon a while ago. Take Rick's site. Yeah, you can have this one. I like it because the camera fit in the middle of it. And that's what I'm using for the overhead. So that works. So Black Rifle Coffee still going down good. Awesome. All right. So since I got this one opened, I think this is going to be our next kit. Still have to figure out what this thing is. Don't know about that. Now that I know that this is not a 3-building thing, I'm more comfortable just doing the 1 building. So this might take a little bit. It might take a couple weeks for us, or weekends, to get this thing going. But we're definitely going to get it going. I like this style clapboard. This is really cool. As opposed to the normal stuff that we're used to working with, where it's got all these have horizontal lines. This has vertical lines. I like the vertical lines. They look really cool. So this is going to be our kit. Of course, they send you all of the trim pieces and the backing pieces and the other pieces. This has a lot of trim. These are really thin trim pieces. So almost every rafter looks like it's got a trim piece around it. So I'm not going to get that started for tonight because we're already at the top of the hour. So let's leave that be until Sunday. I'll try and come up with a nice thumbnail and we'll get this thing started. Got to figure out paint colors first, and then maybe we can start gluing it together, or at least get some of the pieces together. It looks like it looks like the way that it's built together, again, it's got the back piece, there's a front piece, and then there's a middle piece that kind of slides in. So maybe we can at least just build them as separate pieces and paint them. I know you're not supposed to paint until you're supposed to paint it all before you put it together, but I don't know. We could try different techniques. That's what we're here for. Friday night, here's the way that I'm going to treat it. I still look at Sunday nights when I'm doing Sidetrack Sunday. That's the grand show. That's where I want to, make sure that I'm trying to do everything right and not make too many mistakes. Although I always show you my mistakes and I point out everything I did wrong so you guys can learn along with me. But Friday nights, I want to do like a laid back, I paid a lot of attention to the chat tonight. So, that's what I want to do. I want to leave Friday night as an interactive, non-serious, whatever happens kind of show. So hang in with me. That's the way we're going to roll. And we're going to flip over here to I can't get it. Oh, there it is. We're going to flip to the main cam here. And I'll bring the mic back so it doesn't hit me. So yeah, we're going to leave it like that and call it a night. So guys, thank you for stopping in. I hope I made it at least informational. We learned something about a kit. We learned some things about an airbrush gun. Again, tune in on Sunday, this Sunday, the 22nd, 8 o'clock, right here on the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad. We're going to do Sidetrack Sunday. Thank you, moderators, for all your help. John, for putting in all those links for me. And let's roll out the outro. And as always, there's a video right over there, right down on the edge there, the bottom corner there. There's going to be a link to one of my playlists. And then just below me at the bottom, underneath, is the link to subscribe. I'm at 951, guys. Let's get it to 1,000. Have a good night. Thank you.